I'm Ashley, and today I'm going to talk about my thought of death penalty. First is death penalty versus to the murder rate. Does murder rate go down without death penalty? In my opinion, is no. On this picture, between the 2006 to 2009, Taiwan used to suspend death penalty, but it restarted the death penalty since 2010 because there are more and more criminal to kill people without any reason. So the government decided to restart the death penalty. As you can see on the picture, there are so many cases that someone who has mental illness or he or she just has no reason to kill people with randomly, and so the government should take response to those criminals to take charge of the cases. And second is, does death penalty deterrence crime effectively? I think that last deterrence action is the death penalty to severe penalty recidivism. It has specific effect to violence, homicide. But if the criminal express he or she is regrets to what they have done to the victim, then they may have chance to be prevent from death penalty. But I think this is unfair to the victim and the victim's family because the criminal, they deprive someone's life, but they just say that they are regret what they have done. So this can't let the dead people to alive again. So this is not the correct decision to let the criminal to prevent from death penalty. I think they should all they deserve to have death penalty to punish them. And next is involuntary manslaughter versus murder. Does involuntary manslaughter same as murder? I think it is not the same because involuntary manslaughter is that you hurt people by without purpose, but the murder is that you hurt people in purpose. And second is, does involuntary manslaughter should all put to death? I think there are 3 points. First, mental illness. The standard is that the judge will see that if the criminal's recognition are obvious lower than normal time when he or she are do the crime. So it is probably that the criminal who has mental illness but still have guilty. And second is forced by reality. On so many social news, there are so many cases that say there are the family who are sick for a long time and their economic situation is not that good, so they can't afford the medical fee. So the family killed the people who is sick in their family. It is forced by reality because that they can't afford the so much money, and they are do this without purpose. And third is car accident, negligent homicide. It is most seen on the news that when the driver who is driving the truck or the bus, but they crash on the people by accident. It is not 100% that is the driver's fault. It may be the victim's fault because the victim may turn left or right without a direction light. So the bus driver or the truck driver crash on them. So it is not 100% their fault, but they still have to go to the police and to have guilty by car accident, negligent homicide.
And hello, I'm Alice. And today I want to talk about my thoughts about death penalty. And according to Amnesty International, there are 58 countries that maintain the death penalty. And with Freedom House rated as a fully democratic with highly developed country that still maintain the death penalty, with only Japan, the United States, and Taiwan. And as you can see in the picture, there are only 5% in Taiwan the rate of the unconditional abolishing death penalty. And most people believe that abolishment of death penalty will not punish the people who commit serious crime. And I agree with death penalty because of 3 points. The first one is justice, an eye for eye. The death penalty is reserved for the most heinous of crimes, such as murder. And why would a murderer be allowed to live out the rest of their lives in relative comfort, paid for the public? And not to mention that to the comfort, clothes. And why should we feed them for the remainder of their natural life at taxpayer expense, make a mockery of justice? And they gave up their right to life when they took the life of another person. And the justice can only be served by their lawful execution. And the second point is deterrence. And the death penalty saves life. Would be murderers have a better reason to think twice if they know their life is on the line. Ultimately, only the most severe punishment possible will dissuade the most violent crimes. Only then will it be clear that the good guys are messing around, and because taking an innocent life will mean forfeiting your own. And the last point is closure. The execution of a criminal is the best way to provide closure to the family of their victim, and they can finally put the crime behind them and move on, and knowing that there is no possibility of the person who took away their loved one ever leaving prison and walking free. And this is my thought about death penalty.